Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Well, we're having this conversation, the town hall conversation between Dr. Chris Ngige. Apparently, it's between just you now and the audience that we have here.
Yes.
You will definitely have ample room to talk about what you intend to do for the people of Anambra State. We're hoping that, we can have a different sort of format. But since we're still waiting for the rest of the candidates and they're still not here yet, we will give you the floor. You have talked about education. You've given a background of yourself and where you're coming from. But one of the things, talking with the people just before I got on here, one of the things that strikes anyone, a host of people are worried about the loss of values. We're taking the front page of a paper today. They say because of greed, somebody leads church members or some people to church to rob a priest. People wonder what level of deprivation the people get to, that they don't even recognize that the church is a sacred place, and even take, armed robbery to the church. They're worried about the loss of values, and they're wondering what you're going to bring to change that.
Well, the loss of value we now have is something that has enveloped the whole country. And this loss of value stems from the fact that corruption has been entrenched in here. And corruption is actually something that does not come in its pure form. That is the definition of corruption. So when people look at corruption as only taking money from the till, government till, it's not true. Anything that does not come in its pure form, whether it is you are employing people and you are parochial about it, you are doing it for friends only, whether it is promoting people, whether it is awarding government contracts and you are favoring only. So the system has an eroded value base, but something can still be done. Because if you remember how I started, I said I want to go to the youth. If you go to the youth and you give them employment and they earn money that is necessary or that's enough to keep body and soul together. Because the fundamental thing that any government owes our people, number one is security. It's enshrined in section 14, chapter 214.2 of Nigerian Constitution. You go further in section B, talking about the security, it also said government must secure the people in terms of their welfare. The welfare parameters are food. People must be able to eat, to be alive. Shelter. They must have roof over their head. Then their well-being, which is health facilities. When they are sick, they go to hospital. Education for their children and upcoming generation. Because education is power. Health is wealth. That is how it is defined. So you must create the enabling environment as government for these components to be given to your citizens. So if, like I said before, I change the school curricula or, surgically put certain things into it, like skill acquisition. Not everybody will then go for white-collar job. Your hands will be trained as a painter, as a welder, as a carpenter, as a tailor, so that if you don't not lucky enough to read and go to do BA, BSc, MSc, MA, PhD, you go on this other line.
So you believe that it is joblessness or idleness that drives people into crime?
The idle man is the devil's workshop.
Some people might not agree with you. Some people say that some people are just greedy.
Yes, but it started somewhere. Little drops of water make up an ocean. People were not employed. That is why they went to robbery in the first instance. And even in Anambra State now, there's no pure robbery anymore, armed robbery. They now capture human beings. They rob and take human beings, which you call kidnapping, and ask you for money, for ransom. That is the type of robbery, but it's a higher form of
Now,
robbery.
considering the stakes that people make from that kind of, you know how much people usually ask for ransom.
Very good.
And when people are used to making that type of money and going away scot-free, as it were, how do you intend to change that? Because you're talking about vocational studies, you're talking about schools.
That is why my government will create jobs that will not give you that kind of money, but will give you money that will make you comfortable. For example, I want to do agricultural scheme. I want to put youth village in most of the agricultural places of Ayamelum, fertile land there, Anambra East or Anam, Omo, Oboji in Orumba. I will establish farm settlement scheme.
Are you seeing sorry to cut you there, but are you seeing a situation where someone who's used to kidnapping will all of a sudden change and become a farmer or become someone who's doing things with his hands only and simply because you brought that?
That is why you are a government. You have given them an alternative. They refuse to take your alternative, then that is when you go into creative of attacking them too, arresting them, sending them to jail, putting them away out of circulation. But you must try to give an alternative, and in doing so, let those who have not actually been poisoned, not jaundiced already, to do the right thing. So it's something you take on a double-barrel approach, and it will take some time, because those who have tasted the forbidden fruit, like you described it, getting millions for just taking somebody and asking that you give me money, I will release. It's cheap money. They will not like to come very quickly. But when they see that some other people have gone into this other line, they are comfortable, but they are not riding big cars like we, the kidnappers, and that those who are still kidnapping are facing the mighty wrath of the law. Because here, I'm going to face them. I'm going to fight them. I fought them in 2003, and I removed all the robbers from this state. In fact, in 2003, I employed known armed robbers and said, come, we make peace. I'll pay you this amount. Help me guide this state. And they did. Those who didn't, we dealt with them too, and they ran out from this state.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's a town hall conversation. I'm going to be given, or we are going to be given opportunities for you to ask questions. I'm going to be more amongst you because this is your conversation. At the end of the day, you, the people of Anambra State, will decide whether or not you are convinced by his arguments and whether or not you would like him to be your governor. Well, we take a break now and we'll return in just a moment. To join us again.